episode is all about
Data types, variables, and variable declaration.
Let us first define what these terms are. Data types are basic types implemented directly by the language that represent the basic storage unit supported natively by most systems, or in simpler words, they tell the computer what type of data a variable holds. Next, variable is the name for a place in a computer's memory where you store some data. On the other hand, variable declaration is the declaration of variables that will be used in a C++ program. Let us find an analogy to all this. Data types are the variables' further definition. It is like the country in a continent. Let me explain this further. We all know that there are many countries in a continent. Let us focus on Asia. Asia is the home of countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, China, Philippines, and Thailand. China is totally different from Malaysia, from the Philippines, from Vietnam, and from Thailand. And so are the others from the others. But they all fall in a single continent, Asia. And so are the countries falling in Africa, North America, South America, and Europe. The continents here represents the data types, and the countries here represent the variables, which are totally different from one another. In a program, there must be no two same variables, whether or not they fall under the same or different data types.
Classifications of data types, numeric and non-numeric.
Numeric. From the word itself, it deals with numbers. Under numeric, there is two subtypes. First is float, the second one is integer. Float deals with values with different levels of precision.
For example, you are asked to input a number with decimal places. Then you will have to use the float data type. However, if you are asked to input a whole number, you will have to use the integer type
because it stores whole or exact values. Float has two types, namely double and long double.
Both are useful because they can both store up to 15 digits, unlike float itself that can only store up to 7 digits.
Integer also has two types, the short and the long integer.
Short-signed integer ranges from negative 32,768 to 32,767, while short-assigned integer ranges from 0 to 65,535. Long-signed integer ranges from this to this, while long and signed integer ranges from this to this.
Moreover, the second classification of data type, non-numeric, does not deal with numbers. Non-numeric has two subtypes. First is the char and the second one is string. Char represents only a single type of character, while string is used for special types of characters like spaces and symbols.
Points to remember naming variables.
First, variable name must be descriptive. In one look, it should identify what data the variable holds. We can use stud name as a variable that holds name of student and av for average. Avoid using A, B, C, and D because they are not descriptive and can lead to confusion. Second, it should start with a letter. Use total and sum instead of one bell or underscore hello because it is not start with letters. Third, underscore is the only special character allowed. Use total underscore number and do not use number sign hello world because number sign is a special character but not allowed. Fourth, spaces are not allowed. Use total students or total underscore students. Do not use total space students. Like what I said earlier, spaces are not allowed. Fifth, it can be a combination of letters, digits, and underscores. You may use these three variables. These words may no longer be used as variables because they are identifiers. Identifiers are used to identify a variable, function, class, module, or any other user-defined term.
We use the syntax data type space the variable And then, comma, if there are many variables to be declared under the same data type, we use comma and then space and then another variable and then the semicolon.
Here are some variable declaration examples. Now my next question is, how do we initialize variables? Variable initialization is about giving a variable its initial value. Now how do we do it? We have here two methods. The first method is the C-like method where we use an equal sign. We put here the data type and then the variable to be initialized, equal sign, then the initial value. Next method is known as the constructor initialization where we have the data type and then the variable and then the initial value enclosed in a parenthesis.
Well, actually, both methods are accepted in C++. Whatever you are comfortable with, just go with it. You don't have to worry.
Now what is the difference between variable declaration and variable initialization? It's pretty simple. Variable declaration is about declaring all the variables that you will be using in your program, putting it in a data type and then declaring the variable itself. While variable initialization is simply giving a variable its initial value. Not all variables need to have this initialization, but it will be essential in some parts. Here are the common errors in declaring a variable. First is undeclared variable. This is a variable that is not declared in a scope. For example, you missed one variable, there will already be an error in your program. Next is the case sensitivity of C++. Sunday is different from Sunday with a capital A. This Sunday, this Sunday, this Sunday, this Sunday, and this Sunday, all these Sundays are totally different from one another, meaning this can hold one different data from this one, this one, this one, and this one.
Okay, let's try to program.
This is the program wherein we will be applying all the things we have learned about data types, variables, and variable declarations. So first, this program is created to serve as a slam book, where we will be encoding and typing in information as seen in a physical slam book. The data types used in this program are int, float, string, and char. The variables declared or used in the int data type are age and house underscore num. Why? It is because age and house number are exact values. We can never have a number of age which is in decimal form nor a house number in decimal form. So, we declare age and house number in a data type int. Height, weight, phone number, and favnum are declared in a data type float because those variables may be in a form of decimal. Okay, let's move on with the string data type. Fname, mname, lname, slumbook, fave color, fave pet, street, barangay, subdivision, city are declared in the string data type. While in char data type, yn is declared as the variable for we used it as a single character in this program. We only expect a y or an n to be input here. For an opening remark, we have printed out, "Hey sister, fill in the questions here. Enjoy." It is then followed by the first part wherein personal whatabouts are printed, second part in which your personal whereabouts is located, third part in which your digits are questioned, fourth part wherein your favorites are asked. We also initialized variables here too, just like in the string for the part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's try to remove one variable to see the errors. Okay, so we have removed this one. Let's see. Okay, so we have seen that the scope was not declared, so the program will not run. Let's try to put it back again. There you go. And you have your program. Okay. Well, let's have this another scenario. Well, inputting data in a variable that is not matched with the data type will also provide error in our output, like this. For example, this fname, which will be written as a sentence or a word, will be placed in the int or an integer where exact values are placed. Okay, let's do that. And yes, it didn't run. Let's see what would happen if we put it back. Look, the program ran.